Andre Agassi, flashy, unpredictable, and supremely talented. A name that sent shockwaves through the tennis world, a player who redefined what it meant to be a sports icon. He was a legend both on and off the court. But behind the powerful forehand, denim shorts, and neon headbands was a story most fans could never imagine. A story of pain, addiction, and redemption. A journey that left even his greatest fans stunned. And trust me, you'll be shocked when we reveal what really became of Andre Agassi at the end of this video. Childhood under siege. Andre Agassi's life began in the desert heat of Las Vegas, but he never really had a typical childhood. His father, Mike Agassi, was a former Olympic boxer with a singular obsession, molding one of his children into a world-class tennis champion. From the moment Andre could walk, he was holding a racket. Mike built a makeshift court in their backyard and unleashed the Dragon, a custom ball machine that fired balls at breakneck speed, hour after hour, day after day. For Andre, there was no escape. Other kids played tag or rode their bikes. He spent his afternoons smashing balls, sweating in the Nevada sun while his father barked orders from the sidelines. Mike's belief was simple: the more balls you hit, the better you get. By the age of 7, Andre estimated he'd already hit 1 million balls, a number that made him both a tennis prodigy and a prisoner. There were times Andre longed to quit, but quitting was never an option. The pressure to win, to be perfect, to justify all the sacrifice, it was suffocating. He grew up resenting the sport he would one day conquer. As he would later confess, "I hate tennis." But for the young Andre, hating the sport didn't stop him from chasing greatness. The meteoric rise. Despite, or perhaps because of, the relentless push, Agassi's natural gifts soon became impossible to ignore. He enrolled at the Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy in Florida, where his brash style and powerful ground strokes turned heads. He was the bad boy of tennis long before he was a man, and Nick Bollettieri knew he had something special on his hands. Agassi turned professional at just 16, and almost instantly, the tennis world couldn't look away. His arrival in the late 1980s injected a badly needed shot of adrenaline into the sport. Tennis had its stars, but none quite like Andre Agassi. The acid-washed denim shorts, the flowing mullet, the neon spandex, all of it was a calculated rebellion against tradition. Brands loved him. Nike signed him and created custom lines just for him. He became a cultural phenomenon, his every match an event. But it wasn't just style. Agassi's play was dazzling. He had one of the fastest returns in history, blistering ground strokes, and a charisma that filled stadiums. He was young, loud, and immensely talented. And he loved the spotlight, even if he hated the expectations that came with it. By the early 90s, Agassi was everywhere. He reached his first Grand Slam final at the French Open in 1990. Although he lost, it was clear this was only the beginning. Grand Slam glory and global stardom. The real breakthrough came at Wimbledon in 1992, when Agassi, at just 22, shocked the tennis establishment by defeating Goran Ivanisevic in an unforgettable 5-set final. Suddenly, the Rebel had become a champion. From there, the titles kept coming. The US Open in 1994, the Australian Open in 1995, and in a crowning achievement, the Olympic gold medal at the Atlanta Games in 1996. Agassi's collection was almost complete. Every victory cemented his place in tennis history and filled his trophy cabinet. He became one of just a handful of men to win all 4 Grand Slams. His matches weren't just tennis, they were theater. Crowds swarmed, cameras flashed, and Andre played as if he had something to prove every single night. Off the court, he dated celebrities and appeared on magazine covers. With the fame came fortune, lucrative endorsement deals, massive appearance fees, and millions in prize money. By the late 90s, Agassi was as famous as any athlete in the world. But behind the scenes, the walls were starting to crumble. The fall, pressure, pain, and addiction. Beneath the glamour, Andre Agassi was breaking. The years of relentless pressure, first from his father, now from the world, had left deep scars. His physical health began to waver, with injuries keeping him from playing at his best. Even worse was the mental toll. He felt adrift, forced to play a game he never chose, trapped by his own fame. And then, at his lowest point, he made a decision that would nearly destroy everything. He turned to drugs. In his brutally honest autobiography, Agassi revealed his struggle with crystal meth, a secret that shocked fans and rocked the tennis world. The story was almost too wild to believe. One of the most celebrated athletes on the planet, snorting meth in a haze of self-doubt and depression, hoping to escape the very sport that gave him everything. Agassi's drug use coincided with the darkest chapter of his career. By 1997, he'd tumbled down the rankings, dropping to 1 of 41 in the world. His game, once a thing of beauty, was now a shadow of its former self. Yet he hid his pain behind a mask, denying his addiction even as it wrecked his confidence and relationships. "There's a moment when you hit rock bottom," Agassi wrote, "and then, if you're lucky, you get to start climbing again." Was it the immense pressure from his father, the suffocating expectations of the world, or the emptiness of chasing victories for everyone except himself? What truly drove Andre Agassi to the brink, and could he ever recover from such a public fall? Rebuilding and redemption. For many, Agassi's career should have ended there. Instead, something remarkable happened. In his late 20s, an age when most tennis players are considering retirement, Agassi staged one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. First, he rebuilt his body. He recommitted to his training and started playing challenger events, lower-level tournaments he'd never dreamed of entering. These weren't glitzy stadiums, but half-empty arenas in small cities. Agassi swallowed his pride and fought for every point, every match, every moment. He repaired relationships too. With his father, there were honest conversations and, eventually, forgiveness. With himself, there was a new sense of purpose. No longer was he playing for anyone else. This time, he played for himself. The results were astonishing. Between 1999 and 2003, Agassi captured 5 more Grand Slam titles, including 3 Australian Opens, and climbed all the way back to world number 1. He became only the second man, after Rod Laver, to win all 4 majors on different surfaces. His playing style matured, less flamboyant, more tactical, with a ruthless consistency that frustrated younger rivals. Andre Agassi became a living testament to resilience. "It's not about how you fall," he once said. "It's about how you get back up." Love and healing, Steffi Graf. Through this journey, Agassi's personal life also found new light. In 2001, he married Steffi Graf, herself a tennis legend with 22 Grand Slam titles. Together, they formed one of sport's most celebrated couples. Graf, who understood the pressures and expectations of global fame, became Agassi's anchor. Their mutual respect and understanding helped him find peace in a way tennis never could. Their wedding was private and intimate, a world away from the chaos that usually surrounded their lives. As Andre once wrote, "Steffi saved me." The couple went on to have 2 children and build a quiet, grounded life in Las Vegas. Graf's steadiness and support became central to Agassi's transformation. Giving back, the Agassi Foundation. Agassi wasn't content to rest on his legacy. In retirement, he turned his focus to making a difference off the court. Having once felt powerless as a child, he wanted to empower others, especially those growing up in difficult circumstances. In 2001, he founded the Andre Agassi Foundation for Education. His mission? Provide educational opportunities to underserved children in Las Vegas and beyond. The crown jewel is the Agassi College Preparatory Academy, a tuition-free charter school that's helped thousands of kids find new paths in life. Agassi poured his heart, time, and millions of dollars into the project, raising more than $180 million for education reform. He believed that if you could change a child's life, you could change the world. Through scholarships, mentorship programs, and a hands-on approach, Agassi built a legacy that will outlive any trophy or title. He's also quietly supported mental health initiatives for athletes and has been an advocate for honesty around the pressures faced by young sports stars, a subject that is now more relevant than ever in today's sports world. Legacy, a life reclaimed. Today, Andre Agassi is a Hall of Famer, an 8-time Grand Slam champion, and one of the few athletes who can say he changed his sport forever. But more than that, he's a survivor, a man who faced his demons head-on and came back not just as a better player, but as a better person. His autobiography, Open, remains one of the most honest and raw accounts of an athlete's life ever written. He revealed his pain, his failures, and, most importantly, his hard-won wisdom. In an era when so many stars hide their flaws, Agassi made his a badge of honor. And for that, he earned a new kind of respect, from fans and fellow athletes alike. Agassi's journey teaches us that greatness isn't just about trophies and records. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is admit you're broken, and then fight like hell to fix yourself. The man who once hated tennis learned to love the life it gave him, imperfections and all. So, what really became of Andre Agassi? He found meaning, not just in winning, but in helping others win. He became a champion for kids who needed hope, for athletes who needed a voice, and for anyone who ever thought they couldn't get back up after a fall. His story isn't just about the rise and fall of a tennis superstar, it's about redemption, resilience, and the power of honesty. Andre Agassi didn't just survive, He inspired millions to believe that no matter how far you fall, you can always rise again. Were you surprised by the real story behind Andre Agassi's rise, fall, and ultimate comeback? What part of his journey hit you the hardest? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you love deep dives into the untold stories of tennis legends, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because up next, we're tackling the question, what really happened to Bjorn Borg? You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. And remember, every legend has a story, but it's the comebacks that we never forget.